Hey guys, today I'm making a video after a very long time and it is about my coding timeline. So generally people ask me a lot of times that how did I start coding and what things I learned and how did I go about it. So I thought I'll make this quick video to just give a glimpse or give a history of how I started things and how I continued forward. So maybe I'll be asked that question a little less. So we'll just get started right away. If you look into my timeline, so I started coding from 2014. Don't let that scare you. It was not too much anything big. So there was this game, I don't know if you know it, it's named as Grand Theft Auto. And so the Grand Theft Auto 4 game was there. And there was a community of modding. So modding is basically changing some things in the game. So if you can see on the screen right now, these are some cool mods which people make. So I learned modding, and for modding I had to be introduced to the concept of programming, and my language was C#. So I started learning C# just for the purpose of mods. So I just looked at some code of existing mods and maybe use that code in my own way. So it was not, to be honest, I did not go into anything deep like object-oriented programming or anything with C# yet. It was English to me and I was understanding English and I saw a pattern and I was just doing things. So 2014 was basically spent like that. Things really picked up in 2015 where I actually thought of learning C# seriously. So this was the time when I actually dived into the concepts of object-oriented programming and all sorts of stuff, like how to write good code and like what does what mean, to be honest. And 2015 was also the year where I explored a lot with Windows Form applications. So if you know what is that, it is basically some desktop applications for Windows. And yeah, I messed around with Windows Form and WPF applications for a while. So I was making some basic browsers and stuff using C#, but nothing cool or nothing special. It was just very basic stuff. And also picked up Unity at that time. So as I had some knowledge of C#, I thought picking up Unity would be fun. So next year, which is 2016, was a pretty cool year for me because GTA 5 got released. And with GTA 5 came a new modding community of GTA 5 mods. And again, it was to make mods in for GTA, you had to know C#, which I already did, and I had some knowledge of the the game engine which was being used by GTA 5 because it's the same one from GTA 4, and there were things which were a lot similar in those both games workings. So I really started making some good mods in there. If you want, I'll just put a link in the description, you can see. So a few of my mods even got featured and everything. So that was very fun. Making mods was a really cool time, but I had not taken programming as seriously as I should have. It was just something I used to do it for fun because I liked making mods. So next we have 2017, and 2017 was pretty much I focused on Unity. Because I was like done making mods for a game which already existed, and I was like, let's start making games of our own. So yeah, pretty much I spent 2017 taking parts in game jams and making games and learning Unity and how it actually works. So 2017 was a fun year, but I just made my Unity skills much better. Then came 2018, and 2018 I did not do anything much like specifically because I was like busy in my exams and college exams and everything. So 2018 was a pretty dry year for me, but 2019 rolled up and I got selected into my colleges, everything. So I had a lot of time, and that's when I picked up learning machine learning, and you can see my video where I talked about it then, and it was pretty cool. Like the experience and stuff was amazing. Like learning machine learning was really a cool thing, and it's a valuable asset, I think. I learned machine learning from the Andrew NG course, as I talked in the previous video. But yeah, pretty much 2019 I did machine learning and some maybe some Java, some C Sharp again, some Unity, some HTML, CSS as well. So yeah, that was a very cool thing that I learned, actually seriously learned HTML, CSS then. And then 2020 rolled up, and because of the lockdown I had plenty of time on my hands. So first I just learned deep learning, and I messed around deep learning for the first 3 to 4 months, and then my brother suggested me to like learn this cool technology known as React. So I was like, okay, cool, but I was not interested in learning JavaScript then. So I instead picked Django because its front end is React and back end is Django. So I picked up Django. I did some tutorials, like I learned from the tutorials by Dennis Ivy. So if you are thinking of learning Django, Dennis Ivy tutorials are really good. So I picked up those and I learned those, and that's it. I did no projects in Django, nothing at all, and then I switched to React. So when I switched to React in 2020, like starting learning React, it was pretty much with basic knowledge of JavaScript. I hated JavaScript and I still do. But yeah, I started learning React, and until the year end, 2020 year end, I was pretty much well versed with React. So then 2021 rolled around, and I then learned Django REST framework, which then I can use my React skills and my Django skills to make new projects. And this pretty much landed me up in quite a number of internships and even client work. So that's that. And right now it's still mid 2021, I guess it's April. So yeah, April 2021, I'm currently not learning anything. Like if I was to suggest myself a technology which I should be learning right now is Next.js, because I really want to learn server-side rendering because it just seems cool. This is pretty much my timeline of learning coding or programming in general. Here are a few tips to navigate through things if you want to learn. Think of a timeline if you want to do it. So first things first is just don't learn something because it's widely used or it's popular. Obviously these are some factors which are very important to consider, but just don't learn it because everyone else is learning it, or it's just everyone is talking about it and you don't know what they're talking about. Learn it, or learn any technology because it's cool. It's because you find it cool, or you find it fun or interesting even if you don't know anything. So I right now don't know anything about Next.js or how it works, but I feel like server-side rendering is a cool concept to learn, and that is how I'm just gonna start Next.js. I don't have any idea. Oh, I forgot to mention TypeScript. 2021 TypeScript. That is the best thing I learned in 2021. I am not even kidding. Way better than normal JavaScript. And from now, I'm just gonna use TypeScript in all my projects. I don't regret it. I highly recommend, if you are a JavaScript programmer or a React.js developer, just learn TypeScript. It's just better. It helps a lot, and I'll make a video on why TypeScript is better than JavaScript in some days, maybe if I'm consistent with this channel. But apart from that, yeah, just learn something you find cool or you are keenly interested in, and that is what will get you through learning stuff. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. That helps me a lot. Thank you.